On Earth, we face a multitude of natural enemies. We have the wild animals, the natural disasters, the Fire Nation, and worse yet, Steve Kerr's son. And throughout our lives, we are preparing ourselves if we ever suddenly find ourselves in a situation where we come across these obstacles. Normally in the grown-up world, we'll just shoot and ask questions later if we encounter these problems. And sometimes, half the time, it works every time. However, there are some occasions that humanity's natural enemies might come for us at school, and in case of those situations, we have school practice drills. Now, is that really why we have school drills? No, I just have a phobia of Steve Kerr's son. American schools are known for a lot of things. None of them are good things, but they are certainly things. And I remember in school we used to have surprise emergency practice drills. You know, stuff like the fire alarm piercing our ears at 8:30 in the morning while we're still half asleep. And for me, these drills never made sense, because each drill, they'd want us to act in a calm and organized fashion. Even in a situation when it's not a drill and it's the real thing, they expect students to just walk out calmly. That's just not reality. In a real fire drill, nobody gonna walk in a single filed line out the door. Everyone is gonna be running and sprinting out of there, shoving everything and everyone out their way. That's what's really gonna happen. Nobody's gonna be calm and collective. Everybody's gonna be running out of there because they don't wanna burn to death. Now, this also might not be the safest way to do it, cause in a perfect world, we're all running as fast as possible, but we're all running in sync. You know, nobody getting trampled or injured, no casualties. We'll all get out of there spick and span. The problem is that doesn't exist, and we have some slow ass people holding us up from us trying not to be burned alive. Fast students trying to run away and the slow students holding them up. But I don't want the slow students to get injured, you know. We're all human after all. I'm trying to get everybody out of there as safe and fast as possible. So I found a simple solution to that problem. During a real fire drill, all the slow people, you know who you are, stay back in the classroom and wait for everybody else to run out. Then after, when everybody's gone, then you can go. Hopefully, you didn't get burned alive during that time. Simple problems require simple solutions. This might sound inhumane, but I swear this is the best option for everybody. I speak for the people when I say this. We don't want slow niggas walking 2 kilometers an hour while we're trying to sprint out a burning building. We will push you out the way and run you over. No joke. There's literally no time to waste. You walking around slow is gonna kill the both of us. And not gonna lie, I'd rather you die than me. So get the hell out the way! Leaving them behind in the classroom is the best option. That's how fire drills at school should be done. Not this single file line stuff. They will be safe, I promise you. We will leave them with a water bottle just in case. But you know what's worse than how schools do fire drills? How schools do lockdown drills. I don't know if they do this in other countries, cause y'all don't really gotta worry about this happening like us Americans do. But lockdown drills are basically drills preparing us for just in case a dude come in school trying to play real life Call of Duty. And during these practice drills, they had us turn off the lights in the classroom, lock the door, and had us all hide in the same corner of the room, staying quiet. And when I say quiet, I mean quietly talking. People like to talk. And yeah, that's basically what we have to do during lockdown drills. Now, do you see why this is dumb? We're supposed to do this if the Joker comes in the building. Every student in the classroom is basically in one place, just hoping that he doesn't come in. This don't leave students safe. This leaves students vulnerable. Just cause you turn off the lights and lock the door doesn't mean he thinks nobody's in there. Bitch, he was in there with us doing the practice drills. He knows what's up. And me personally, I'm not sitting there waiting to die. Soon as I hear a for real lockdown drill and I start hearing I'ma grab the nearest chair and bust the window open, then jumping out, then running as fast as humanly possible. What you think I'm gonna do? Just sit there and play hide and seek with him? No! But there's complications to this too. What if the classroom don't have any windows? Or you're in a classroom in the basement? Well, sorry to say this, but you might be screwed, and I'm not gonna hold you. Really, the best thing I can recommend in that situation is running zigzags, bro. Running zigzags. He's gonna miss. However, I have a plan for how lockdown drills should be done. Now, we can't have everybody running outside the classroom where the is at. That's just not smart. So we gotta have an escape plan with 0 casualties. Here's the plan. On the loudspeaker on a normal day at school, the announcer will be talking about a special assembly, saying, "Good morning, students. May I please have all the Ethans, Connors, Zachs, Hunters, really all white boys that are wearing DC shoes, please please head to the auditorium for a special assembly. There will be complimentary Monster energy drinks, mayonnaise, and Christian Bale and Ben Sharpio will be special guest speakers. Head there as soon as possible. Thank you. As soon as they hear that announcement, they're gonna be running out that door like animals. They're gonna get there as soon as possible. You had them at mayonnaise, bro. You had them at mayonnaise. We do this to get rid of all the quiet kids, cause one of them gotta be it, bro. One of them, bro. And the special guests don't actually have to show up. It's just a front so we can actually talk about the real plan with the students. Okay, so the plan is this. We all jumping out the window, not hiding in the classroom. We all leaving. After that, outside of every classroom is a secret passageway. And this secret passageway is gonna look like a big wardrobe closet. Looks normal, right? It's supposed to be misleading, because it really leads to a secret basement under the school that only we know about. And in that basement, there will be bulletproof armor for all the students and weapons of mass destruction. This is literally the safest place for these students to be. And bam! It's that easy. I just made a drill that's infinitely better than what students do now. Tell me I'm wrong. Then after we done going over the real drill, we call all the quiet kid students back from the assembly. Then they arrive at class. Then we're gonna go over the fake practice drill, which is the real practice drill that people go over today. I just solved American school's biggest problem in like a few minutes. And now a common question might be, well, where we're gonna get the money for weapons of mass destruction and body armor for all the students? And I'm glad you asked that question. And here's my answer. I don't know. There were also tornado drills. I didn't really do this in school because there's really no tornadoes where I live. But the few times we did it, I didn't really understand it as a kid because we'd have to go in the hallways and go on the walls and duck. And I thought, what is the tornado gonna do? Jump over us if we all duck it on the wall? Like, what is this? Now that I'm older, I can understand if you don't got a basement, this is probably the best option to protect yourself from a tornado. What else can you really do? Run? You're gonna try to run away from it and you're gonna end up in the land of the Wizard of Oz. But school tornado practice drills is overall done right. Congratulations, you've done one thing right. Man, I should become a principal and run a school. Based on my ideas on how to run school drills, my school about to be the safest school in America. Unlike these other schools teaching fake fundamentals of safety, my school is gonna teach the real fundamentals of life and safety.
How to do the bat wing with your nutsack.
Degen Ohio Tech, grades K to 12. I'ma open that school and have the motherfucking Incredibles and Baki's dad as security. This is gonna be the safest school ever. Yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I just had a random thought about saving the schools of America by actually proposing good school drills. And in conclusion, any school that's missing a principal, hit me up.
Give it up. I love it.
Take him to Detroit. No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
Alright, I'm gonna go straight into this. The earth is pretty garbage. I can't imagine it once being a beautiful haven where life and nature were one with each other in harmony. That just sounds like a fantasy. Now it's divided, polluted, and just plain old gross to live in. We live in a fatherless time right now, and that goes for every place around the world. Speaking of places, almost every region and country on this earth has many flaws, so much so that it makes me think, why do people even live there? Some of these places are equal to living in literal hell. And as someone who lives in the United States, the land of the annoying and the home of the obese, I know what true despair looks like. I know how to tell the difference between each dumpster I've stayed at. And since I do, in this video I'll be listing some of the worst places to live at on planet Sheen, whether it be a country, or a city, or a supermarket. First place I'll be talking about is the US. Let's just get the obvious out the way. The United States is a chaotic mess. The people here are some of the most closed-minded people to ever learn to read and write. And that part is debatable. In this place, you can't agree to disagree. You have to pick a side. You're either on the socially popular acceptable side, or you're looked at as the villain, no in-betweens. No, it's like that in other places now, but we're the ones that started it and pushing it down everyone's throats. Second, the shootings. Nowhere is safe. I hate the fact that every time I walk into a movie theater, I always look for the emergency exit, just in case there's some dude that recently got rejected by his crush decides, time to go nuts. I'm sick of it. And not that every place here is bad. There's some heat here. You know, there's NYC, DC, Jersey, Georgia, Florida. That's it. Everything else can disappear. California is literally one of the worst places on this planet. Chicago is full of young boy fans, you know, those radioactive people. Arizona, you're gonna die of heat exhaustion. Detroit, you're gonna come back to no house, and there's literally nothing in this area, in this middle of the United States. There's nothing there. Nothing. Like, what's that misery? Misery? Because you're gonna be miserable living there. I've said my piece of living in this trash can of a country. I'm gonna move to the moon. Next up on my list, we have 7-Eleven. Not necessarily living inside a 7-Eleven, but living around one. Why 7-Elevens? Because the most janky people show up there. Everybody has been to a 7-Eleven where there's either a crackhead or a homeless person hanging around there. And since it's a 7-Eleven, it's gonna get robbed at least twice a year. Living around such a place will most definitely suck and lower your property value. Just to let you know, if a 7-Eleven opens next to your neighborhood, you're basically living in the projects now. Get out while you still can, because your town is slowly gonna turn into Brazil. Next worst place, a very real place to live in. Bikini Bottom. I don't know what it is about this place, but when I'm watching the show, it looks like a very frustrating place to live in. Whether it's living in between these two dumbasses or just live in the city, you're gonna have a bad life. Because every fish in this show is just a to everybody. Like, you could just be vibing and then they start roasting you out of nowhere. It's not Mr. Krabs' fault that he has big meaty claws. He was just playing an instrument. He's just born like that too. Bikini Bottom is literally the Birmingham of the ocean. Not to mention, the city gets destroyed every now and then. Whether that be from SpongeBob and Patrick or a god doing it, the city gets burned down basically every season. How can insurance companies even exist with this happening so often? Plus, the only two options to eat at are the Krusty Krab and the Chum Bucket. And the Krusty Krab be having new recipes every other episode. You can't trust it. It's gonna be a completely different burger the next day. And the Chum Bucket is... The food is unedible at these places 90% of the time. This is a horrible place to live. The people here are jackasses, SpongeBob and Patrick exist, and your house will probably be destroyed. Bikini Bottom sucks. Plus it's underwater. You can't even breathe. Next is the Cars universe. Now, if you're not a car and you're just a normal dude, it'll kind of suck living here. Everybody is a car or a truck, and if you just a dude, how do you get anywhere? Do you just go inside one of these cars and start driving? That sounds weird. Plus, it's only cars, and how do you do a car? Like, you gotta look for the car ussy or the cussy, or what am I supposed to call these things? You can't form a relationship with a car. This ain't TLC. And also, I'm about to go environmentalist, but imagine the carbon footprint these guys are leaving in the atmosphere. Because they're all vehicles. They're all cars. The ozone layer is just black at this point. These guys are ruining the environment, and you wouldn't want to live in that. I think the Cars universe is a bust. I'd rather live in a bus. Next worst place to live in, North Korea. I feel like that's self-explanatory. Up next, Gotham. In superhero universes, any place where the superhero lives at or where they all meet up is the most dangerous place on Earth. New York City in the Marvel universe is basically World War II every day. And Gotham ain't much better. In fact, it has even more criminals than any other. There's literal psychopaths going around and killing people and blowing shit up all the time. And the city's best hero is a vigilante who doesn't even kill them, just so they can break out of prison and continue the cycle of high crime statistics. You can't even go to work right in a subway in this city without worrying about the Riddler blowing up the whole train for his Twitch stream just because he got 2 gifted subs. I'm not dying for the Riddler's 7-viewer Twitch stream. You can't even have a night out in this city because every fun place with a lot of people inside, like a club or a party, is bound to get blown up by a village. The safest place is your house, and I'm positive the housing market in Gotham is non-profitable. I can probably get a 3-bedroom apartment for $10 in this city. They just giving houses away because no one wants to live there. Hell, I could probably buy a mansion next to Bruce Wayne's house for $100. It doesn't matter. I'm probably gonna die next month because of the next bi-weekly Joker terrorist attack. And that's just gonna be the normal Monday for everybody. Your normal days will change living here. You're gonna hear shooting and explosions outside, look and say, there goes Joker again, blowing up the children's hospital. Whatever, let me get back to my FIFA. That's your new routine. This place sucks. It's horrible. It makes the GTA verse look like the Wonder Pets verse. You should never live in Gotham. But do you know what's worse than Gotham? Worse than Bikini Bottom? Worse than anything I've mentioned beforehand? It's a place where nightmares come to life. A place where the most nefarious live, the evil is evil, the bad is bad. A place of true terror. I'm talking about England. This is the most uncivilized, broken country on this planet. England is a country that is run by barbaric cavemen and women that we call British people. But since I don't see them as equal in any way, shape, or form, I personally call them braggers. Their education is bankrupt. Their society is still in the Stone Age. Their technology is non-existent. They still haven't invented toothpaste yet. They made James Corden. They gave us the boring-ass version of The Office. This is the worst place on planet Earth! And I've been to England myself. I got first-hand experience on what it's like to be in a ninth world country. And it's exactly what you expect. It stinks! The food is unedible. The fanciest dish they have is beans on toast. This is orphanage food. I can't eat this. They play soccer. They drink tea. They still have a queen. These guys are not real. They still living in the 1600s. You guys lost. Get over it. They can't be real because I don't even understand them when they speak. They speak certain dialect like splendid, crumpet. Like, those are not words. These people are ruining the climate. They're taking our jobs and they're ruining the world. And I'm pretty sure I got an STD while I was over there. I'm never going back. It would be better if everything disappeared. Everyone disappeared. Tom Holland disappeared. Why he takes a day? That is the video on the worst places to live. Leave a like, subscribe, or don't. In conclusion, I'm dead inside. How much money you got?
A lot.
How many problems you got?
A lot.
How many people done doubted you?
A lot.
Left you about to rot?
A lot.
How many pray that you flop?
A lot.
How many lawyers you got? How
A
many times you
lot.
got-
Now, if you know me, you know I'm a law-abiding citizen. You might even say I'm a stickler for the rules. Such a stickler that I'm the type of person to always contact the police whenever I see a problem or a situation I feel uncomfortable in. Like, what you doing walking around outside in my neighborhood wearing a coat and a hoodie in -degree weather? Murder? Robbing houses? Nah, I call the police every time I see that. I fear for my life. Let's just say, all my neighbors hate me. But hey, I just love following the rules, and you looked mighty suspicious wearing a hoodie the way it's supposed to be worn. However, even though I very much indubitably love the laws of the land, and if I'm lying, may God strike me now, I do think there's some laws that make me raise my eyebrows. Laws that make me think, why is this even a rule to be enforced? Like jaywalking. I'ma just get the obvious out the way real quick. But why is this illegal? Why do I have to wait for the cars to pass for me to cross the street? If I got to cross the highway, I'm gonna cross it. I have the right of way. And if they hit me, free money, I'm suing. I feel the same way about red lights too. It should be legal to run them. Nah, but for real, there's some goofy laws out there you probably have done that you ain't even know were illegal. Like in Alabama, it's illegal to marry your sibling. I know you Alabamians are mad about that. You finna start a second civil rights movement after hearing that. But they do got some random laws over there. Like it's illegal to wear a fake mustache in church. The reason being is because they take church really seriously over there. And they don't want no distractions while they're praising God. And if you get convicted of doing this, the punishment is usually a $5 fine. Or 3 months jail. Another Alabama law is no carrying an ice cream cone in your back pocket while walking down the street. And the reason why this is a law is because back in the old days, thieves used to do this to steal horses by luring them away with the ice cream. And honestly, I understand why this is a law. Like, who in their right mind is putting ice cream cones in their back pocket? You're gonna sit down on a bench and smear the ice cream residue on there. Shit, if I see someone do this, I'll arrest them myself. And this is probably Alabama's craziest law. It is illegal to put salt on a railroad track. And the maximum punishable offense for this is death. So there, if a cop catches you putting a little bit of salt on the railway, you get the electric chair. That's crazy, bro. And the reason why they have this law is because the salt attracts cattle onto the tracks, and that's obviously not good if a train is coming, which I understand they're trying to protect these sheep. Wait, are sheep cattle or is it horses? I don't know, it dropped out. But get in the firing squad just cause these things don't know a train is coming right towards them? Not my fault. And they got weird laws like this across the country. Like in Alaska, it is illegal to whisper in someone's ear while they are moose hunting, and it's considered an offense to push a live moose out of a moving airplane, which, okay, obviously. And kangaroos are not allowed in barbershops. First of all, I didn't even know there were people in Alaska, let alone kangaroos. Second, is it really common of an occurrence to push mooses out of airplanes for that to be like written down in the law book? I always had a bad feeling about this state. Now I know that moose killers. In Georgia, all citizens must own a rake. It is against the law to tie a giraffe to a telephone pole or a street pole. So if you're going shopping, just leave your giraffe in the car. Also, donkeys may not be kept in bathtubs. And in Quitman, Georgia, it is illegal for a chicken to cross the road. Seriously? Why though? How could they do this to us? Now we'll never know why the chicken crossed the road, cause he's in jail. And in the sorry ass state of California, it is illegal to set a mousetrap without a hunting license. So you better get a license or become friends with Remy in your house. By the way, his name is Remy. Not Ratatouille, you dumbasses. It's like you guys didn't watch the movie. In Blythe, Cali, it's illegal to wear cowboy boots unless you own at least 2 cows. In Burlingame, it is illegal to spit except on baseball diamonds. They must really hate baseball over there. It is illegal to sell silly string in Lodi. And the worst Cali law I seen, it is illegal to cry on the witness stand. So imagine you in court as a witness to your parents' murder, and on the stand you start tearing up going over the events of that gruesome day. Then the judge sees you tearing up and is like, nigga, is you crying on the witness stand? Get this dude out of the courtroom right now. They're a criminal too, just like that murderer over there. What kind of shit is that? I never thought I could look at this state any lower than I did before, but hey, life's full of surprises. Then the next hellscape of the US, Florida, got some laws too. Like it's illegal to fish while driving across a bridge. I don't really know how that worked, but okay. It is illegal to skateboard without a license. Now, who skateboards with a license? That's a skill even a dog can learn. Getting a license to skateboard is the biggest waste of time. Also, it is illegal to break more than 3 dishes per day. You break 4, you're screwed. You better watch out. It is illegal to sing in a public place wearing a swimsuit. Women may be fined for falling asleep under the hairdryer in a salon. And a special law that prohibits unmarried women from parachuting on Sunday, or she shall risk an arrest, fine, or jail time. Wow, Florida. I thought you were more progressive than this, but now I see how you guys really are. Women don't deserve this unfair treatment against them from the state they call home. Women deserve better. I'm 6'8", by the way. I'm also a diamond on Overwatch. And hey, where you going? And it's not just the US with weird laws like this. I ain't forget about the rest of the world, thinking y'all safe from my 100% factual takes. Like in Sweden, it's illegal to spontaneously dance in a bar or a restaurant unless the owners have a dance license. Why the hell y'all need a dance license to bust a move anywhere? What if I'm just feeling a little happy that day and I want to go to my favorite restaurant and dance a little? I go to jail for having fun? Now I'm never going to Sweden. And in Rosario, Argentina, it is illegal to name your child's first name Messi, because that's his hometown. Now, the dick riding is insane. They could have done this for a better player, like Maradona, RIP the GOAT. But banning a whole name just because a good football player was born there? That's crazy PP munching. In Thailand, it's illegal to step on its local currency because it's seen as disrespecting the king. So if you see one on the street while walking there, you better die for it instead of stepping on it for keeps. In many regions of Africa, you need a permit to watch the news channels. In Egypt, it's a mandated law forcing you to vote no matter what, even if you stupid and don't know anything about the election. In Singapore, it's illegal to chew gum. And in the Norway town of Longyearbyen, I bet I pronounced that wrong, it is illegal to die. Yeah, they banned dying. They found true eternal life. They made death illegal. Nah, but the real reason why they have this law is cause it's so damn cold over there that when someone used to die in the town back then, their bodies would freeze and not decompose in the cemetery. And these bodies would spread diseases since they weren't decomposing. And that's obviously a very bad thing. So they stopped accepting bodies at the cemetery and banned dying throughout the entire town. So if you ever die there, they're gonna revive you real quick and tell you to go somewhere else. They're not gonna deal with that. Or maybe they're just gonna arrest your corpse. The government is weird, man. All over every country, they got some weird laws like the ones I just said. But we'd be here all day if I listed every single weird law from every single country. So yeah, I think that's all I gotta say. Does your country have weird laws? Comment down below about it and I'm not gonna read it. And in conclusion,
legalize nuclear bombs.
Here comes the boom! Here comes the boom! Here comes the
y'all don't really want it now.
Here comes the boom! Here comes the
Hey Charlie, my nigga, do you be eating my booty when I be asleep?
fears. We are all afraid of something. Some of us are afraid of ghosts. Some of us are afraid of having an ugly baby. Some of us are afraid that we might have said here in morning attendance a little too off today, and now you think everyone in your class thinks you're weird, but I assure you they don't. To be frank, they don't even remember you exist. To put it all together, we all fear something, and that's just a normal part of being human. So I don't want to hear anybody say, I don't fear nothing. I ain't scared of anything. Okay. What if I dropped a deuce on your couch while you weren't home? Left a big smelly one too. It could probably compete with Amber Heard's. Then you come back home to find a big human doo-doo on your couch with a note next to it that I wrote reading, I'll be back for your bed. To all those people that quote, don't fear anything, I guarantee you you're gonna be fearing me coming after your bed sheets every night. You're gonna be having nightmares on top of nightmares, fearing for the day that I return. Also, that's a straight lie. Everyone has a fear. Having fears is a regular thing. In fact, I'd argue being fearful of certain stuff is what makes us function through day-to-day life. Think about it. Why do you get good grades? So you can get recommended to a good university? No! You get them because if your parents saw bad grades on your report card, you're getting your ass whooped. And you're afraid of that beating. If there was no punishment, you'd be rocking that 0.02 GPA like a boss.
You got a real bright future ahead of you.
In the army, you so special that they're gonna have you in the front lines. Also, why don't you take dumps in the school bathroom? They sometimes have working toilets like everywhere else, so why not use it? Cause you fear two dudes will walk in the bathroom as you do the number 2, commenting how much it stinks in there. Then they notice your feet in one of the stalls, and they walk over to your stall shaking the doors and throwing wet toilet paper over the door at you.
Like, don't you know I need that to wipe my butt? I'm running out!
We all have our fears. Let's just say I only did my business twice in middle school. First time was a mistake. How was I supposed to know there was an unwritten rule that you're not supposed to use a toilet the way it's supposed to be used? And the second time was an emergency. I was leaking out of both orifices. Thank God nobody walked in on me. If someone did, the room would have smelled like a PC gamer's chair. But I digress. Those fears I just listed are some of the pre-built-in fears for all humans. Imagine if we weren't born with these pre-built-in fears, then that would truly be fearing nothing. Like telling your barber how you really feel about your haircut, or farting in church, kinda. And that's a room I don't want to smell, so I'm thankful for fears. But when thinking of them, we're thinking more scary stuff, like skydiving and the boogeyman. The scary fears are the ones we try not to think about, but they're the ones that keep us up at night the most. Finding out and realizing the true horrors of what the world is capable of. Like, your Uber driver could be having a bad day. Their girl just broke up with them, and while you're in the car, now is the time they test the speed on how fast this car can go. That's the fear of death. We could die at any moment, bro. We could get a heart attack. We could get cancer. We could try ego lifting. We could get struck by lightning. We could lose our breath while swimming. We could fall down the stairs. We could get stomped by an elephant. We could do a TikTok challenge. We could fall out the bed. Did you know 450 people die per year by falling out the bed? That's mad. We could get shot. We could get stabbed. We could cause the third impact. We could be vampires and accidentally suck the blood out of Magic Johnson. The ways of dying are literally endless, and there's no stopping it. Dying is scary, bro. Especially if you're a person that don't know what happens after. Like if there really is a heaven and a hell, and the Jehovah Witnesses are right, then 99.9% of us are going to hell. Not me though. Me and Jesus are chill. Or what if it's reincarnation? What if we get born into a new body? And if that's true, whoever's in charge, please don't
Don't reincarnate me into someone that was born in fucking Nebraska. Oh, that's a scary fear. I will take no leg dumb baby before I take Nebraska baby. And does reincarnation include animals too? Will I be born again as a filthy fly, a giraffe, a turtle, or a goat? Oh wait, I already am one. But a scarier fear than the bleakness of death is the fear of the unknown. Because at least with death, we all know it's gonna happen. It's all gonna happen to all of us. But with the unknown, it's spookier because you have no idea what's in store for you. There's no way for you to prepare for something you don't have no idea about. And since it's non-comprehensible, you don't even know if this unknown is coming for you or not. For all we know, it could be all in your head, which makes it even scary. A situation where the unknown is feared could be like, remember those what's in the box challenge videos where someone had to touch whatever is inside the box without knowing what was inside? Those were cases of fearing the unknown. You could be petting and touching a cute hamster inside, or you could be grabbing a bomb. You never know. The unknown is a scary thing, and it's even worse when it regards your life. Cause the thing that's coming after it is a being of improbability. Like example, when we were kids and it was nighttime and we were in our rooms, when we suddenly started craving a midnight snack, you open the door and see the dark abyss of your hallway. And now you're staring it down debating whether you should go or not. You don't know what's lurking in the dark. Fucking Captain Hook and Herbert the Pervert could be in cahoots with each other in the dark. I don't know! And that's why back then you decided to stay in your room for the night. Trying to be safe. Classic fear of the unknown. And we all run on that fight or flight mode, in which every time, we always take flight! I myself got some fears involving the unknown. And it's those demon games. You know, Bloody Mary, Ouija boards, all that stuff. I never want to do those. The whole point of these games is to play with demons and summon them. If this is supposed to be a game? This is supposed to be a fun group activity? Why do some friends want to play this? Like, if we play Candyman, say his name 3 times in the mirror, best case scenario, he don't show up and you guys just wasted your time with this game. Worst case scenario, he is real and he pops out of the mirror and kills us. What is the point of playing this game? Either we die or waste time. Neither are fun. I don't play with demonic species. Anybody sane would be scared of that. And one more thing I fear is the world. The world becomes a scarier place every day, with crime always going up. You never know if the pedestrian that kindly stopped you while you were walking to tell you your shoes are untied was just being nice, or it was a ploy to steal your pants. People hating cause they're uneducated. People being violent just to be violent. By the looks of it, history just repeats itself, but only the bad history. Not to mention the stupid bugs and new diseases that be popping up every few years. Last time, it was a virus. Last time, it was Ebola. What's next? AIDS Part 2? And also inflation? God damn, I just started getting this money and now it's worth half as much as what it was worth 10 years ago. And the worst thing to come out of inflation is Little Caesars is like $10 now. What the hell is this world coming to? I always feared this day, but I didn't think it would happen this soon. I fear this world because I can't comfortably live in it unless I make like $500,000 per year. This is unsustainable. I hate and fear the world. Or at least the US. I don't know, I should leave. My next destination is gonna be like the Philippines or somewhere. The world really is an unpredictable, scary place, and it gives me the shakes. But even fears like the bad things that are happening around the world hold us back. I still have hope. I still have hope for us. We humans are strong and we will always fight back. We never let anything that scares us hold us back and consume us. Just because we're scared of a few things doesn't mean we're cowards. We always climb any obstacle that's in front of us. No matter how scary we think it is, we will conquer and achieve enlightenment and grow as people while doing it. You and I might be scared of a few things, but I believe you're strong. And we shall overcome our fears. We shall overcome! And in conclusion, I'm still never skydiving.
The boy's a liar. The boy's a liar. He doesn't see ya. You're not looking at me, boy. Yeah. The boy's a liar.
What do you think tap water is? It's a gay bomb, baby. I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
When I was a young boy, I took an interest in a lot of things, like riding bikes, being healthy, getting girls, all these things I was terrible at. So I had to suffice with something. That's right, my brain. If I couldn't succeed in any of those things, I at least had to look and sound smart, which also went terribly, but I at least knew facts that most people didn't know. For example, did you know that in Malaysia, it's illegal to name your child after a fruit, or a color, or an animal, or demon? Isn't that wild? You don't care? Oh, okay. But I did used to watch a ton of fact videos, such as All Time 10s, The Today Show. I had many sources for my facts. And since this pool of useless history facts had entered my brain, I started to raise questions. What if elections are rigged? What if we are living in a simulation? What if my dad pulled out and I'm actually adopted? They're all conspiracy theories! And as a young boy, I was eating these conspiracy videos up like it was a large number 9 order. I was so enthralled of conspiracy theory content back then. It had me thinking everything I knew was not true, and everything that was not true was true. Now, if you're confused and don't know what a conspiracy theory is, Google it. Plus, you most likely gonna figure it out the more I talk. All you need to know is that my mind was blown to hear that all major events that happened in our history and that you see on the news was all smoke and mirrors, guys. It was all fake! I couldn't believe it. I could barely process it. I was in shock. These theories told me that everything has an ulterior motive to tricking us to think a certain way. Like those trails in the sky by airplanes, there's mind control juice in it. So every time you breathe, Biden is telling you to breathe. Government mind control. Or global warming? Well, it's made by the media to boost up air conditioning sales. Duh! They also could be subliminal messages, like that Lion King scene where all the dust is in the air and then it says SEX in the sky, trying to secretly tell kids to do the unholy nasty. Well, not like we needed it back then, because when Nyla was on screen, we was already thinking it. Was that just me? Mind control, orchestrated events, secret messages, aliens, all are part of a huge conspiracy. And little old me's main source of getting this Harvard University conspiracy level of knowledge was from Shane Dawson. Now, we all know Shane Dawson. He's my favorite African American YouTuber. And he used to make a lot of conspiracy content that I used to love when I was younger. I used to love these kind of videos back then. But not so much me now because, well, Shane is Shane. And as a grown man, I now realize how fucking stupid these theories are. That's right. I think a majority of conspiracy theories are a bunch of balagna said by boo-boo the fools or crazy people. Or that's what the government wants me to think. It's already in motion. It's like, nah, the reason why most of these conspiracy theories fall flat on their faces is because most of them fall under assumptions with no types of facts supporting it. Like most government mind control theories, I just automatically dismiss as dumb. I know MK Ultra was a thing and biased news outlets exist because, well, that's not a theory, but I'm not really talking about those. I'm talking about the theories such as toothpaste fluoride is taking over our head with mind control, which, no. I mean, I would have believed it more if it was brown Listerine that was doing it based on how strong it is, but toothpaste? I don't think so. Or how there's a new world government taking over the world. The Illuminati's in control of us, and celebrities are in on it too. They're in the Illuminati taking over the world. And to that theory, I also have to say, no, you're bobo. How's the world under one secret government if we are willing to go to war with each other over ASAP Rocky? This world is not united enough to be run under one government, let alone the Illuminati. Like, really? You think there's a secret society controlling the world and there's celebrities that are in on it? That's just stupid. Mainly because these are some of the celebrities that are suspected to be in the Illuminati. Beyonce, Jay-Z, Madonna, Lim Kardashian, Kanye West, Lindsay Lohan, LeBron, and Rihanna. They are all suspected to be controlling the planet. This is stupid because, well, first of all, most of them are black, and if the Illuminati really existed, you think black people would be in it? No, they wouldn't.
It's just gonna be old racist white guys in that.
But yeah, the Illuminati, the New World Order, I don't believe in any of that, but it's not like I don't think the government is perfect and holding no secrets. No, if I actually thought that, I would be a bot. In fact, I don't trust the government and I don't even like them really. Like, taxes exist. That's already enough of a reason to hate them. And I'm not even gonna give the lizard people theory the light of day, cause that's 100% real. It's true. You've seen Mark Zuckerberg? Nigga is secretly the Geico lizard. I know it. Speaking of lizards, time travel. Time travel theories or dimension hopping theories always piqued my interest because when hearing about them, I always thought there was a slither of a chance that maybe I could go back in time and fix my mistakes. Some of these I actually find interesting, like the butterfly effect, where if you were to time travel, any small thing that is in the past could have a big effect in the future. Like if you were just to kick a rock in a different direction in the past, after time traveling, you just changed the future into one where you actually get hoes. Or the ones where there's real old time photos and footage of people being suspected time travelers. Example, is this woman in the 1920s on a cell phone? Or is she just crazy? Or this photo too. If you've been studying this subject for as long as I have, you've seen this picture before. It's a 1940s picture with everybody dressed normally for the time, and then there's this guy who looks like he's dressed from the 80s. Now, I don't think this picture is a conspiracy as people think, because this man is not a time traveler. He's just ahead of his time. This man's fit is so far ahead of everybody else's that he looks like a time traveler. This man in this photo grew up to be Calvin Klein, but you heard it from me first. But I like the time traveling theories. The dimension hopping ones are a lot more weird and complicated, and the most popular of these theories is the Mandela effect. And this one is one of the stupidest theories I've ever heard! The Mandela effect is one of the worst theories out there. And if you don't know what it is, it's basically saying different realities are merging with ours, and that's why we are remembering things differently. Like Curious George actually never had a tail, Monopoly Man never had a monocle, etc. That means the stuff we remembered but actually aren't real are from alternate realities. Now, here's why this is horseshit. How does this equal alternate realities? Do you think the Bernstein Bears carry such a weight to existence that it changes reality as we know it? No, y'all just dumb. You're just misremembering stuff. I never remembered once a day in my life where Pikachu had a black end to his tail. Man, y'all just fake Pokemon fans. And most of the examples for Mandela effect are just us misspelling words. We just assume certain words are spelled how we normally spell them in brands we buy. Like double stuffed Oreos, it's just one F. Cocoa Puffs is spelled with an A. Skechers doesn't have a T in it. Like, we just assume these words are spelled normally, or at least how they sound. We only thought Looney Tunes was spelled with O's cause the word cartoon is spelled like that. This is not no alternate reality nonsense. And the people who actually believe it is, you are the crazy people that I see at my local gas station. I just hate the Mandela effect theory so much. Speaking of stuff that I don't like, 9/11. Predictions. The actual event? According to these theorists, everything that is pre-September 11th in media is a prediction to the attack. Like, everybody in Hollywood is just in on it. Johnny Bravo predicted it, Die Hard predicted it, the Cookie Monster predicted it. There are several ads, cartoons, movies prior to the attacks that had quote-unquote predicted it. Even though a sane person would know that all these are just coincidences, and most of these predictions are just such a reach. Like this Terminator 2 9/11 prediction that I found on this website that just says, well, this is it, the height limit for trucks. Did the Terminator actually know what the future had in store for us? The film did give us a warning of wrath and impending doom.
Is this nigga serious?
Yeah, the height limit to the crossing ain't no coincidence. That was put there by Al-Qaeda and ISIS themselves. Even The Simpsons predicted it, but they also predicted everything, like literally everything. Do I think the Simpsons staff team are time travelers? No. Do I think they're terrorists? Maybe. Speaking of speaking, false celebrity death conspiracies. God, I love these because none of them make any sense. These conspiracies are basically that certain celebrities aren't really dead and that they faked it because, I don't know, they wanted to avoid taxes or something. And I can slightly understand how all these conspiracy theories came to be. You know, Jesus Christ, a very famous person from back in his day, was publicly executed, then came back out of nowhere 3 days later, good as new. I can see why people of today have these theories about these celebrities faking their death. Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, Bruce Lee, all are still alive. That's why you see so many sightings of them popping up. Like, is that really Elvis? Tupac didn't really get shot neither. No, he's in Cuba. I saw him playing Fortnite last week. And Biggie Smalls, He's not dead neither. I saw him at the McDonald's drive-thru last Tuesday. This theory also suggests that all these celebrities are living in a private island with each other. Now, that might sound fun, but I know this theory is just malarkey. I know conspiracy theories be stupid a lot of the time, but it doesn't mean I throw all of them under the boat. It's like I said earlier, I don't really trust the government. I watch Jake Tron, okay? I know the government are liars. There are many conspiracies that got me thinking deep. Like the 1999 civil trial of Martin Luther King's assassination, where the US government was found guilty of conspiring his death. Why isn't this talked about more? Or, I know this sounds a little goofy, but that Sonic the Hedgehog meme where he talks about the many inconsistencies of the Las Vegas shooting, man, I feel like the FBI is gonna bust down my door every time I see that meme. I do mess with and somewhat believe a good amount of conspiracy theories, to an extent. It's just that the most popular ones are stuff like Stanley Kubrick directed the moon landing. There's a lot of them that I do find interesting, but to be honest, most of the ones that I do find interesting, I can't really think of any jokes about them, so I'ma just end it. I talked about most of the ones I wanted to talk about, so I feel accomplished. And I also did my research for this vid. Like, I watched half of that 10-hour conspiracy iceberg vid, but most of the theories were very sciencey and I can't read. And I was also gonna make a whole section of the video talking about fan theories from TV shows and movies and how dumb they are, but that could be a video on its own, and if I did that, this video would have taken a million years to make. But yeah, conspiracy theories are out there. Mostly dumb ones, but they're still out there, so stay woke. Cheers to us and Shane Dawson for making this video possible. And in conclusion,
I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his way.
luxury, royalty, wealth. This is the lifestyle of the richest of folk, the top 1%, a way of life that peasants could never understand. The commodities of this lifestyle include country clubs, coke, marrying your cousin, but totally not in a weird way. It's definitely just to keep the money in the family. And the greatest one-up of all, being able to buy on-brand items. Being able to buy brands like Balenciaga and Gucci without worrying about burning a hole in your wallet must be the best feeling. Even more fulfilling, having the money to buy on-brand foods. Only the rich can afford brands like Oreos and Honey Nut Cheerios, believe me. I tried buying that the other day and the cashier tried kicking me out telling me, sir, you can't pay for your food with Monopoly money. So I pulled out my 100% get anything for free coupon. I can't afford the snobby on-brand items like Raisin Brand. Don't look that up, just trust me. Most of us are just broke, working 9 to 5 at retail or dealing with annoying customers at fast food. And when done with those jobs, you can't go buying expensive goods like Doritos, you gotta save money. That's when you go and get the off-brand items. They're cheaper and they taste the same, kind of, a little, sort of, not really. But there's nothing wrong with them. That's why I hate seeing people make fun of these foods as if they've never been into an Audi before. Sorry, our privileged asses got to go to Target. When I was your age, I was living in the trenches of Trinidad, down the street of O Block on 63rd, up the street of Harlem, where I sold rocks, staying in a 1-bathroom studio apartment at the Bermuda Triangle. We couldn't afford food like that. When y'all was eating Pringles, I was eating cracks. They were very addictive. You had the privilege to eat Nutella, I had the disprivilege to eat Nutmaster. It was very sticky in my mouth. While you were enjoying cheese sandwiches with Kraft singles, I was content with imitation pasteurized processed cheese food singles. While you were enjoying M&Ms at the movies, I was partaking in H&H, which stands for HIV and hives. It gives you both. And I couldn't even get Reese's Pieces. All I could afford was Reese's Pieces, and I had to split it with my family. While your family was enjoying the delicious lean ground beef, I was devouring, oh my, I'm not complaining. Also, even though this is technically not off-brand, but whenever I wanted ice cream, I had to buy the ones in a box. And I don't know who thought of this, but this is the worst way to eat ice cream or anything. Why? Why would you put it in a cardboard box? If the ice cream melts a single atom, it tastes like cardboard. Even if you freeze the melted parts over, it tastes like cardboard. And since it's in a box, once you open it, you can never securely close it again, which leaves it open for freezer burns, which ruins it. And even if you securely close the top, the corners of the box will always have a little openings, giving it freezer burns. So there's no point. If it melts a singular drop, it tastes like cardboard. Even if you close it, it still tastes terrible. Cardboard box ice cream is the worst food atrocity imaginable. Is it really that expensive to make ice cream and put it into a carton? Just because you shop at Aldi doesn't mean we had to be served garbage. Whoever invented cardboard ice cream, go eat your daddy's ass cheeks and tell me how that tastes. Cause I bet you tenfold that it tastes better than this piece of dookie that you serve for customers' consumption. Anyways, I lived in the hood, and my struggles living in North Korea didn't stop at food. I couldn't even enjoy the entertainment I wanted to watch or play. All I could get were bootlegs. I remember when GTA 5 came out, and I asked my mom to get it, and she said, GTA? We got GTA at home. And then I downloaded Go to Auto 3 online, where you play as Andrew Tate, driving and working out for money. This is just as good as GTA 5. I also couldn't afford a PlayStation. I instead got a GS5 by Phony. Phony. They didn't even try to sugarcoat it. It's phony. I also recall when Captain America Civil War hit theaters. I was so stoked on seeing it. But then I remembered I lived off of food stamps, not money. So all I could afford was Captain Battle Legacy War.
A war hero returns home to find his peaceful town overrun by Nazis.
But with all those setbacks, I could live with them. Who cares about getting on-brand food? As long as I'm eating, that's all that really matters. Who cares about watching and playing the latest media? As long as I'm up to date with the latest trends, it's all that really matters. Like, I know kids nowadays are saying, "What are those?" at people who wear shoes. I saw it in the latest Black Panther movie, you know. I'm very hip. The real problem was buying clothes, cause all I could afford were the off-brand fits. And if you were like me, living in the Bronx down in Cleveland at South Vietnam, you wouldn't survive walking in fake clothing without getting savagely roasted. I'd be getting the worst kind of stares while everybody was walking in their Tommy Hilfigers. I was rocking the Tom Hollands. I tried fit it in. I really did. Wearing my Supreme box logo with some Gucci to make it look a little nicer. I even started wearing new kicks. Better than any Nike you've ever worn in your life. They're called Mikes. Each shoe sold separately. But even though I was rocking the hardest faucet drip that I've ever worn in my entire existence, to the people around me, the drips out of that faucet must have came from Ethiopia because my drip was not clean. Everyone laughed, ridiculed me for wearing off-brand clothes. All the kids at my school back at Shanghai didn't mess with any of my clothes. They were the whole reason why I moved from China back to my hometown, Albuquerque. Everybody made fun of me because I was different, because I couldn't afford the expensive stuff like North Face and Legos and Oreos. Off-brand is all I know. It's not my fault my financial situation wasn't as secured as yours. And so, I caved in recently. I can't handle the bullying no more. They're all gonna learn not to make fun of me no more. Not again. So I bought a Gap shirt.
Hey guys, so I recently just got this Gap shirt a few days ago because people kept making fun of my fake clothes, and if it went for one day longer, I might have just, killed myself. But it's all good now because now I have an on-brand shirt and I'll finally be invited to parties. The ladies will start liking me. I'll be just like my favorite protagonist from all those animes I watch. I'll be just like him. So yeah, I ordered this shirt off of Amazon the other day and you wouldn't believe what they gave me. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. What is this? What is this? This ain't cat, bro. This cat. I can't escape it. It's a part of me now. No matter where I go, Sydney, Johannesburg, Rio, the art brand follows me. It's become a part of me, attached like Ben 10's watch. I can't get rid of it. I just have to accept it. But I won't accept this to happen to anybody else. So I donated $200 to Save the Children, not sponsored. I actually don't even know what they're saving the children from. I just hope they're saving them from these fake ass, shitty ass clothes and giving them Off-White and Jordans instead. I don't think that's happening, but still, I'm gonna leave the link in the description if you wanna donate too. I don't know what else to say other than I'll be wearing off-brand clothes for the rest of my life. And in conclusion, what the hell? 21.
Yeah?
Can you do something for me?
Okay.
Can you talk to the ops next for me?
Yeah.
21. Do your thing, 21. Do your thing.
I'm Hulk and I will defeat you!
Okay, my turn. I am the Hulk. I am Abomination.
Oh, I'm the Hulk. I'm so sad. I don't know how to defend myself.
Hey, what you say? Did you know Americans see 4,000 to 10,000 ads per day? Did you know that number quadruples when on a pirating website? Did you also know that Xbox and PlayStation plan on putting in-game ads too? But they're only for free-to-play games, so I bet things are gonna be just fine. What I'm getting at is ads are everywhere. They seem unescapable nowadays, especially in the US. Like, look at Times Square. That's just one big advertisement circle jerk. We see them in everything we watch, everything we read, every mobile game we play. Like, you can never get past one level on almost every phone game without getting a 30-second ad for another garbage mobile game that I also download because the ad made me play along with it, so now I'm interested. You see how these things be tricking you? They know we getting dumber and dumber by the day because we're on our phones 24/7. But just because I like to scroll through the best TikTok has to offer doesn't mean I'm completely blind to my surroundings. In recent years, I've been noticing the commercials and ads we see are a lot more vapid. Almost all of them are either a boring advert telling you how good their product is and just showcasing it, or they try to be trendy with it like this.
Are you winning, Cheese?
Shut up!
Or this.
Generating reactions from everyone, like the memer.
I love children.
It sucks! This supposed to make me buy your product? This make me want to turn off the TV! It's sad that the only good ads we see nowadays are from obscure mobile games. Now those guys know how to sell a product. The only commercials you can look forward to now to be half decent is the Super Bowl ones. And even the ones this year were mid. None of them stood out. Yeah, sure, the Breaking Bad Popcorners one was and Mr. Beast was talking about eating his balls or something. But like, I'm not gonna remember those next week. What the hell were these commercials? The only reason I watched the Super Bowl is for the commercials, not for no halftime show. And I didn't even know they play games during it. I watch for the commercials. And for the past few years, there hasn't really been one that I liked, other than that Larry David one last year. And that was literally from an investment company that steals your money.
It's FTX. It's a safe and easy way to get into crypto.
I don't think so.
Commercials now are just booty, man. I have no interest in any of them. Like the one that's gonna pop up right now. Watch it. Watch it be booty. Did you watch it? Did it suck? I bet you skipped it too. If you got ad block on, fuck you. What happened to commercials, man? Why can't we go back to the ones in the past? Back in the good old days. Not that far back. I'm talking about the ones back in the 2000s and 90s. Back when ads meant something. Like, if you're gonna disrupt me from my regular scheduled programs, at least make it entertaining. And back then, they certainly were. I love the ones that are trying to make you laugh, make you giggle, make your cheeks jiggle, like old Geico ads. With their goofy commercials, they hammered the fact in my brain that 15 minutes could save me 15% or more on car insurance at a young age, when I used to think cars were just bigger bikes. I loved how all of them were never serious and each of them were as nutty as the last. Like, dogs ain't supposed to talk, bro. That's crazy. My personal favorite ones were the caveman commercials.
It's so easy to use. Geico.com. A caveman could do it.
What?
Not cool. I did not know you were there.
Where cavemen were offended by Geico's ad campaign because it was low-key racist towards cavemen. Can you imagine a commercial making fun of an entire ethnic group's intelligence, like, go on Amazon and order today. It's so easy a dog can do it. Okay, the fuck I do to you? And there's multiple commercials showing their reaction to these ads. One of them even go to therapy because of it. This really messes them up. They thought they were past this. They thought they lived in a more progressive society. But sadly, they still have a long way to go. But those commercials were funny. But even though I know I could save 15% or more on car insurance with Geico, I'm more of a progressive guy. But that's only because I had a huge crush on Flo. There are also Jack in the Box ads. Now, I've never eaten there myself, but if this dude's in there, I don't know if I'll feel comfortable going there. This dude seems very erratic. Cause in the ads, this dude got no chill. He even called out Burger King for microwaving their burgers, which he didn't need to tell me that for me to know. But damn! You don't ever see companies going at each other's throats like this anymore. Unless it's Wendy's. But I still will never forgive them for that commercial. Speaking of commercials with no chill, those Pop-Tart commercials back then were insane, bro. Cause every human in these commercials would literally kill every walking, running, breathing Pop-Tart in sight. It doesn't matter if they have feelings. It doesn't matter if they have emotions. If you can cook them, they will eat them. Like this one. These Pop-Tarts just had a baby, and look what happens.
He so has your peanut butter.
Well, he's got your jelly.
Time for a feeding.
She just ate their newborn baby. She's crazy. And based on the other commercials and how often this happens, she probably won't go to jail for it. What's with these commercials discriminating against a certain group of people? This needs to be studied and brought to light. Also speaking about no chill, this commercial about, you can guess.
What the hell?
Razoo condoms.
A condom commercial. This ad is not only hilarious, but it's genius. However, me personally, you could just show me the average 1-year tuition of college, and that's already enough for me to surgically attach one of these on me. I also remember watching one of the greatest commercials of all time, which is from Skittles, about that guy that whatever he touches turns into Skittles.
That's awesome. Is it awesome? Well, you can't hold your newborn baby boy in your arms. Did you feed and dress yourself this morning? I didn't. I met a man on the bus today. I shook his hand. He'll never see his family again. I guess that's pretty awesome.
I love how he straight up says he killed a random dude that day. Also, how he still regularly, impulsively tries to pick up a ringing phone and shakes the man's hand, meaning that he most likely got this power recently, but we never know how. This shit got lore! Makes you think how he got these powers. Who gave it to him? Was it a disease? Was it Mr. Skittle himself? But I believe it was the Rothschilds family. Had to have been. They're behind everything. And when talking about lore, commercials with story arcs are amazing. I'm talking about when a company has multiple commercials that tie in together as one story. So if you missed the last commercial, you probably wouldn't completely understand what's happening. Stuff like the goldfish commercials. I love these. These were like a whole TV series that I kept up with, never missing an episode. As a kid, these commercials played all the time on kids channels like Nick and CN. And the story of the goldfish commercials span off 6 seasons. Yeah, there's seasons to this shit. Buckle up. Taking place mostly under the bed of a boy's bedroom where there's a whole goldfish society, which I'm surprised this boy's bedroom isn't bug infested with how many goldfish food he has down there. Which stars our main stars: Finn, the boring one; Gilbert, the shy one; Brooke, the girl; and Extreme, the extreme one. And the series follows their day-to-day lives. The first 2 seasons are more episodic, with each commercial being kind of its own thing, with only the first one being about how Finn is new to the goldfish world. It isn't until the start of season 3 when a new fish arrives, Swimmington, a guy who talks all fancy and presents himself as the talk of the town, even though he's just a dumb goldfish. I could eat him in 1 second. And he just moved in, so everybody else tries to show him around. The next commercial, we see Gilbert introduce Extreme, who I'ma just call X from here on out, to the neighbor. And when they meet, it turns out they know each other and they're brothers!
Name is Extreme. Calm down, little brother.
And when finding this out, Swimmington calls X Fumbleton, where Extreme corrects him.
Yeah, it's Extreme now, bro.
Meaning that X is not his original name, and he must have changed it to disassociate himself from his past. Which makes the viewer now wonder what happened in his past to move away from his home and family. And they set all this up in a 30-second commercial. Is this not a cinematic masterpiece? It isn't until 2 episodes later where we see an ad where Swimmington is reading and X is rocking out to his loud music. And Swimmington is constantly telling him to turn off the music until the speakers just break. Now, this seems like another filler ad, but it really isn't. You see, in this 15 seconds, we see the brothers' 2 contrasting personalities. We see Swim being the posh, I'm better than you peasants kind, and X being the stunt double, fun, cool, just the extreme kind of guy. In a normal setting, these guys would never gotten along with each other. They have no similarities other than coming from the same fish. And also, based on their interaction so far, it shows they kind of hold not the strongest bond with each other, with the next commercial revealing why, with X's backstory. X tells Swimmington that the reason he left the pantry, which was their original home, was because he felt that it was depressing in there. And it sure looks like it, just floating around in straight lines doing nothing. Sounds like 1984 all over again. And in this depression house, X was the only one that stood out, because he was the only person that didn't act like a robot, doing tricks and stuff, but failing at it and fumbling over, hence his name, OG name, Fumbleton. And since nobody really messed with him there, not even his own brother, he left and went to a new place, where he says the people accept him for who he is.
Now I have friends who accept me for who I am.
I can only imagine why.
Extreme, you gotta try this.
That chalks up X's backstory, showing that he's a deeper character than what we initially thought he was. We first thought X was just a rowdy, happy-go-lucky guy, but after hearing his backstory, we know X is a believer, a dreamer, that looks to the future instead of letting his past nailing him down. He only will get back up and move forward. Extreme is truly extreme. How do goldfish commercials have better character writing than 90% of Netflix shows? I don't know, but I do know that these are some of the greatest commercials, and this ain't even the best season. Season 4 with Gilbert getting trapped in a vacuum cleaner goes insane, but we'd be here all day if I went over each season on why this is the best thing to ever exist on television. This is the best thing to hit television since the Flintstones. Still ain't better than the Chef Boyardee commercial though. But you also know what else made a good, memorable commercial back then? A jingle. Specifically, a completely original score. Something like 800 588 2300 Empire. I still don't know what they do.
I can't read.
But I certainly remember the jingle by heart. A good song could make a commercial go down in history like the national anthem. Shoot, it could even replace it. And when I say memorable, I don't mean this. This is memorable in a bad way. I mean memorable like the Reese's Puffs ad. I always loved to rap along with this ad whenever it came on. I'd even say this man's an inspiration to my own musical career. I wanted to be like this dude, man. I love this commercial so much, it had me searching for the dude rapping like he had more music to listen to, as if he was a real rapper. Turns out, he is! He goes by Lupo. And I started listening to his music because, you know, I know him as one of the best rappers to ever touch a bowl of cereal. But then I turned his music on to be shocked on what I seen and heard. In his music vids, there were swearing, drugs, girls. I thought you only rapped about cereal, not this scandalous, abhorrent behavior. These songs got nothing to do with Cocoa Puffs. Outside of that, his music is alright, it's cool, it's listenable. But for me, he peaked with the Reese's Puffs rap. And this song's pretty cool too. However, the first Reese's Puffs rap tops both. But that's one of the best songs of all time, so that's hard to top. I also remember that J.G. Wentworth commercial.
I have structured settlement and I need cash now. Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
Ooh, love them. I ain't even a fan of opera, but they hitting those notes just right. Listening to this commercial made me want to call them right away, expecting to get money from them. Cash now, and you're singing? Give me that money ASAP! There are also a few other ones, oink oink zoo pounds, you know, that stupid shit, but nothing, no song or jingle has ever topped the Old Spice one. Now, Old Spice is one of the kings of commercials. They still are, but the magnum opus for me will forever be the mom song.
Oh, I didn't see it coming, but it came in a can. Now my sweet song's sprayed into a man.
Mine too, and hey, we know just who to blame.
When our sons have fun with women and misbehave.
This song is beautiful, so unique, I cry every time I hear it. The mom singing their sorrow about realizing their little boy is becoming a little man, and then they start stalking their sons in very weird ways, but the song is amazing, the visuals are amazing, and this is such an underappreciated commercial. The highest viewed re-upload of this is like 600K from 9 years ago, versus Old Spice's ads that be getting, holy moly, they don't even have this ad on their channel, but they have damn near like 200 ads of the Old Spice guy responding to tweets.
Is this who I think it is? I'm over here stroking my dick.
This ad is legit one of the greatest commercials of all time, if not the greatest. It's like if they added the two gay dudes kissing on Mount Rushmore. It's nothing but beautiful.
Now he smells like a man, and they treat him like one.
I hope that commercials can go back to the comfort and magic they had back then. And even if the companies can't recreate that magic, you can always just replay the old ones for all of eternity. Nobody gonna get mad because these commercials are great. Like, how many years have they been playing that Tootsie Roll Pop commercial? Since 1970. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're also a lot more engaging. They make me want to buy the product more. I mean, I still won't buy it, but still. Like when I saw a Red Bull commercial back then, I'm not thinking about drinking this might give me diabetes or kidney failure or getting a heart attack or dying. Nah, I'm thinking drinking this is gonna give me wings, man. And based on the health risk, it actually might. Bring back the old commercials, bro. They're timeless classics. We won't, or at least I won't mind seeing them again. It might actually make me want to get your stuff. Maybe I will buy a fushigi ball one day. I don't know. If we're gonna keep this capitalistic multi-consumerism system, at least make it fun, bro. I'm getting bored. That's all, man. In conclusion,
Whopper, 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 Whopper Jr.
I would never fall in love again until I found her. I said I would never fall.